We have another battle by Coulthard. Let's go look at what we have here. A very long fight too, I might add. Over 16 minutes long, which for a multiplayer is a very long fight. Coulthard is currently playing the Chaos Army. Kolek at the helm, who I love. Over here, we have the Empire, again a heretical group of Imperial players. We keep finding them. And then over here, we have Bordello for Bretonnia. And I love their colors. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah. They've got style, man. If you're gonna kill in style. And be a bit gaudy about it, too. On the opposing side, let's go look at what they have. A Wood Elf player who's got a nice Elven army. A lot of Wildwood Rangers. Wow, that is really quite a few. That's a lot of anti-large capabilities. They're moving ahead right now, probably trying to get onto that hill, I'm imagining. Whether or not that will work out for them remains to be seen. Over here, we have a strong dwarf army, a lot of infantry. We're looking at Longbeards, we're looking at some miners on the front lines. A few slayers back over here. That Bretonnian player brought in a lot of field trebuchets. That could pan out, or it'll be a colossal waste of gold. We'll see in a little while. Another Hailstorm Rocket Battery. Here they go, going right after the Wildwood Rangers. That's going to do a lot of damage. They wanted to take a hill to get a nice advantage, but now they're just going to get a lot of dead elves. They're beginning to launch a few volleys down at the Knights Errant, who shouldn't be on the front lines like that, but fortunately the Bretonnian player is paying attention right now. Those rocket batteries are going to destroy them. Dwarf army is moving up. Let's go look at what you have right now. We've got a great cannon. We've got one Hailstone rocket battery for the Empire player. That should be enough to really just do a colossal amount of damage. Bretonnia's wanting to move back now. They're a little bit worried. They've got pox arrows for a nice debuff capability. They're holding the hill, which isn't really as advantageous in Warhammer Total War as you might expect it to be. It could be okay, but if the enemy team has artillery, they're just going to hit you. They have a nice location to hit you from. The Dwarf army is moving up alone through the middle. They could be hit by so many different armies. That might be a terrible idea. We've got a highly mobile army opted for Kolek, which is pretty cool. So we've got a very mobile theme going on for Kolek. He even has another Shoggoth. That should be interesting. If he micros well, that could be very effective and powerful for this fight. Marauder Horse Masters are moving up. They're already being hit by a lot of trebuchets. Got a bunch of spearmen. The Bretonnian player isn't moving up with the dwarf player right now, which may have been a good idea. They could have covered each other a little bit more. It's a lot of spearmen to counter. Oh, and foot squires too, which is greatsword infantry. Their hair kills me though. They're going for that peaky blinders cut. Peaky fucking blinders and all that. So right now we're going to have that artillery fight in the very start of this array of affairs. What can he do? Just move up? What did you bring? An organ gun? Oh, a grudge thrower. Okay. You haven't been allowing it to attack, and his units are way too bunched up right now, which means that rocket battery is going to have a field day here today. That horse master group is still alive. They've lost a few of their group, but not enough to be worried about it. Here's Karl Franz on the Death Claw again. Let's go look at that freaking Hailstone rocket battery. 33 kills. Just not a lot. Halberdiers are over there. The cannon has over 60 kills now. Wow. That was very effective. Gotta be real with you though. I probably would have opted to go after the Wood Elves, but then again, they might break a little bit faster. Those Rangers would have me a little bit worried. They have all that anti-large stuff going on. The Bretonnian player is safe in the woods again. Another map where they're just very safe in the woods. It's a pretty interesting map. The Dwarf player is just getting eradicated right now. I don't think they care though. They're not caring. And they really should be. They should be caring actually. Alright, so let's go over what they're doing wrong here. They're charging right through the middle. Let's go over what would have been a better plan. If the dwarf player said, hey, if I charge through the middle, I'll lose way too much. Why don't I go over here onto the right side where they would be blocked by a lot of trees? Not only that, there's a penalty for any large creature in the woods, right? See? Speed and combat efficiency of large units and allows some troops to hide. If you went over here knowing that they had a lot of knights, you could have blocked so much artillery completely. That Wood Elf player could have either joined in or potentially would have been fine here. unless the Imperial Artillery wanted to hit them. But it would have been a better idea for that Elven army to move over here as well. They could have all moved over here, negated a lot of Imperial Artillery. Then the Bretonnian player would have had to have moved up. And that would have been a little bit different for them. They've got... Where are they at? Where are they at? What do we have over here? Knights Errant. Bretonnian player has a lot of trebuchets, and I mean a lot of them. They're not getting any kills right now. But they could lob stones over that hill, which is a nice advantage to have over what they had. But that dwarf player is very stubborn, which is very dwarf-like, I suppose. And they have an Ungrim Iron Fist, which is not a great legendary lord. In the very beginning of the game, sure, he's tough, but there's too much utility for, like, Grombrindal to not bring Grombrindal. Bretonnian archers are very powerful. They're going after these groups of Imperial crossbowmen, and they're getting destroyed right now. Right now, that dwarf player is going to be hit on two sides. That Wood Elf player isn't moving in quickly enough. It's a little bit late for that. They're using a rune of Oath and Still and a rune of Negation to mitigate damage. Over here, that Chaos player, Coulthard, is now moving in. Oh, they're just going to charge... What? Really? He's not caring. He's just going in for it. And the Shoggoth said, big butt, so what, don't care, getting through. Yeah. Completely ran through their formation, stopped them, and broke it. Got over here, a Chaos Pharaoh Manticore, and another one that is kind of standing still. He's probably trying to micromanage a lot, so he didn't really pay attention to that. Right now, the dwarf units are still charging, trying to reach enemy lines. Finally getting to them, it looks like. Let's go over what's happening right now. Or just even watch the fight. There's a lot of acrobatic stuff going on too, which is pretty funny. I don't like the very cartoony animations. Here comes the Wood Elf player. The Wildwood Rangers would have been a great help here with their anti-large abilities. That could have torn up a lot of Grail Guardians. They could have done a lot of damage had they actually brought them in over here, I think. Or going after the Chaos Army would have been good too. A very sound idea. Yeah, he's kind of just dancing along. He did a lot of damage to that one group of spearmen. 73 left, and that's it. They probably use a lightning strike from Kolek to do that damage. Carl's coming back over to the front lines over here to fight. Foot Squires are moving in right now. There's going to be a lot of archery from the Bretonnian Bordelot army. Whittling them down. We've got a Jade Wizard. We're going to do some healing, I would imagine. Look at how many dwarves have died, though, trying to reach the front line. It's way too many. They're already pretty beat up. That Runesmith is nearly dead. He focused, which is a very smart idea, on that Runesmith. I mean, they're very tanky. They take a bit to kill, but they're so good at just keeping an army up. The Warrior Priest is going after him, so that Warrior Priest will definitely do a great job at getting rid of him. They're throwing purses at the Warrior Priest now. Here comes the Wood Elf player coming in to help out. The Horse Masters are doing their thing. Let's go look over here real quick. Manticores are going after Mounted Yeoman. Is he going after the Foot Squires? That would be weird. The Foot Squires aren't moving, which is a terrible thing. Had they been moving immediately into the fight, that may have changed things up a little bit too. That would have helped out a lot. He took way too long with that. The Trebuchets are still attacking. Would have been a better idea to go after larger targets. And if you look at it, that's way too many Trebuchets for a very mobile force. If you're going on the attack and you can't defend your Trebuchets, you're just going to lose him. So he's about to lose all that gold. His Spearman would have been better served over there. He was trying to protect the flank, but that didn't work out either. The Manticores are keeping a lot of units busy. Mounted Yeomen aren't that great. The Wood Elves are taking out some archers right now, but here comes a bunch of men-at-arms with shields. Right through the woods. Here's Ungrim. The Warrior Priest will do a lot of buffing for melee attack. Not a great melee combatant, unfortunately. Not as powerful as I would like them to be. I'm a huge Warrior Priest fan, so I'm a little bit biased on that. Kolek's doing more damage. So all that mobility is just keeping the Bretonnian player on his toes, having to micromanage the entire time. Coulthard is eradicating a Bretonnian group. One group at a time, too. Look at that. He's whittling them down. Whoa! There is a spear that was used. Didn't do a lot of damage. The Hounds are moving in right now to go after them. We've got some Knights Errant trying to come back to help out, but it's too late. The damage is done. Those Trebuchets are rendered ineffectual. I mean, they were already ineffectual to begin with. The The Manticores are still diving in, stopping a group of peasant bowmen from being able to attack. Right now, we have... Look at these Grell Guardians right now. They are destroying all these Way Watchers who are not cheap. We have another battle where the Bretonnians are just keeping back the Wood Elf player from helping out his allied forces. The Dwarf player has got eradicated, fighting so many factions at once. There's no way for him to win. Karl Franz actually lost to Ungrim. That's really impressive. I didn't think Ungrim would have won that. The Wildwood Rangers are moving in. The Foot Squires are moving in. A lot of, you know, armor-piercing stuff here. I really feel like Coulthard's going to change it up, though. I feel like that Chaos player is just going to be able to move in and really change things up. I mean, that Bretonnian player has lost the majority of his infantry now. And now they have full reign to move wherever they want. And these are powerful Chaos Knights, too. Fighting already weakened units who are just thrashed beyond belief right now. If we look at it right now, they're fairly outnumbered. Our allies do not have a lot. They've lost a lot. Enemy troop count, 1,600. They had near 3,000. That's a lot of units on the battlefield. So look over here now. Bretonnian infantry is getting beat up on. They do have a Green Knight, though, which is pretty cool. I forgot that you could even get the Green Knight. 14 kills. He is ethereal. Please don't use magic damage on him. Yeah, the dwarves are still fighting. They were finally able to get rid of that Great Cannon. 129 kills for that Great Cannon. Crossbows are still helping out a little bit. Empire player is a little bit scattered. A little bit too scattered for my liking. The Chaos player, again, sweeping over everyone. Kolek alone has 41 kills now. Bashing in some Fukin heads. Enemy Lord is now dead. Oh, she died. Yep, that's a dead lady. Oh. There's some leg, though. Gross. Okay. Back to the battlefield again. Grudge Thrower trying to move away right now. Here comes more Grell Guardians from Bordelot. Right now, the Chaos player is going after the Wood Elf player, who's already fragmented. We have Wildwood Rangers trying to move back. We've got over here a Glade Lord. You know, a Glade Lord on a Dragon probably would have been better. You could have targeted Kolek. Oh man, having flying units target Kolek would have been pretty effective. That Chaos player would not have been able to stop that. He had flying Manticores, but I don't think that would have been enough. Nah. Yeah, Kolek's a tough one, but if you build appropriately to target him, he just goes down. Karl Franz is pretty much patched up. Check that out. Wow. Green Knight is just holding back everyone. That's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and reduce that minimap just a little bit in size. And they're all fighting the Green Knight. They have a majority of units left over here. The Dwarf player and Bretonnian player, all of them are trying to regroup. They're all trying to take out this one Green Knight. I don't know if that's a good idea. They're going to be tired out. They are doing damage to him. Way Watchers probably would have been the right call to target on him. Or something with magical damage. Unfortunately, Way Watchers do not have magical damage. Here comes Kolek now. He's probably going to use some magic on them to break up their group. His lightning strike is very powerful. Here comes the Pharaoh Manticores again, breaking up the formation of the Dwarf player. Still have a few units all scattered on the battlefield. Got some knights over here. They've killed over 100, lost no one. They have 45 still. The knights are moving back with the hounds. And they are just getting reamed right now. Kolek is using his giant Kolek tongue to just kind of lather up his enemies before finally delivering that hefty blow. Double entendre. That's what we're all about today. Shoggoth and Kolek combination going after Ungrim. That should be enough. He's having everyone go after Ungrim. Ungrim is a great duelist, but he's not going to be able to beat all of them. Not like that. That's way too much. They're just going to knock him down the entire time. And the Manticore is just pushing him back. Yeah. Let's go look over here. They still have ranged units. Knights are moving back again. Karl Franz is moving too. They're shooting a few Longbeards. They're like, screw you, Longbeards! And shooting at their beards right now. Ungrim was able to retreat safely back behind to their lines again. So we still have a bit of a battle to go. Right now, our enemies are at a huge disadvantage. If we look at it right now, they have more soldiers, but it doesn't mean much right now. The Chaos player is really nearly at full strength. That light strike would be very powerful. That would kill quite a few of them. I wonder when the cooldown will be up. If only the UI for replays was as nice as StarCraft 2 or other games in general. That would be so cool for coverage and commentary. I would love that a lot. Another dead enemy lord. Ooh. That's one dead Glade Lord. Doing some weird yoga splits too. They're just gonna whittle them down. I wonder what they're gonna do and how quickly they'll break. The leadership is already pretty low. They still have a runesmith. Ungrim is at what? Over 2,000 health? What will they do? Will they charge out? Oh. They could have moved into the woods. Again, the woods would have been a much better idea. I probably would have pinged the woods or something like that. Fighting anyone in the woods would have been a better idea. He's trying to chase that Bordello player. No, they had some pretty good stuff left. I don't know if like any of the allies quit or what. But I can't believe we only have a minute left. We're getting probably braced for the final charge. I'm imagining that's what is about to happen. The Empire player is moving up. Bringing up handgunners who have 56 kills right now. And what, only 2 died in that group? Here comes Kolek. Yep, here comes a lightning strike right now. And they've been evaporated. 73 kills by Kolek. No, they're already losing it. Really, they're routing, which is really a shame. That would have been a nice fight. Let's go look at that real quick. Army losses, yeah. When a battle is prolonged like that, they just all begin to break. So we just kind of lost out on a really cool fight because of that. That's really lame, man. Because I really feel like they could have had a shot at doing something. I mean, clearly, their enemies were not wanting to charge in directly. They didn't want to have a scrap. They had so much melee infantry that maybe they could have won. Maybe. They still had Ungrim and a runesmith. Here, we can fast forward now. We know what's going to happen. Again, I think that's really unfortunate. That really negated a really cool fight. Shouldn't be that easy to just kind of break them all like that. Okay, so the Wood Elf player was a little bit too scattered and did not work with his allies early enough. Otherwise, he might have had a better shot. A Glade Lord with a dragon would have been better. I probably would have opted to not upgrade my units. I probably would have gone after maybe removing one Wildwood Ranger group. That would have been fine. He didn't really have anything too special to really change the tide. So look at it real quick. The Chaos player did a great job at just being all over the map. He had huge map presence and was able to destroy the Bretonnian player. Bordello used a Green Knight, and they all went after the Green Knight, who was able to hold up for a long time. And he did his job of just keeping players busy on the right flank, which would largely be the Wood Elf player. Over here, we've got the Imperial player who's just kind of all over the map. He had a lot of ranged units. I mean, had they really pressed hard enough, they probably could have done some serious damage. I mean, our allies here had some pretty unconventional forces that, again, if you pressed hard enough, you could have been able to take them out. Especially when you got anti-large capabilities like the Wood Elf over here. He had a lot of stuff to go after Kolek. He could have focused fire with a lot of Way Watchers. He could have used his Rangers and his Guardsmen. Bretonnian player just kind of went all in, but again, he was way too scattered. He scattered his men, and the strength of Bretonnia is using all of your units together. I probably would not have used a Prophetess. I'm not a huge fan of her. Not alone, not as a primary lord. Way too weak. And then the Dwarf player, I mean, look at that. He did damage. He pushed in, but he didn't push in the right location. If he fought in the woods, he would have had a much better shot at just doing a lot more damage. Anyway, that will conclude our episode. Thank you for watching. Look forward to more battles every single day. And as always, until then.